Up tubers, this truth calling signing into this piece. Now I want to stop by and do this real funny video. Well, I think it's funny, but I was reminded of it today, and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. I was getting out from my part-time job this morning, and I was talking to one of my homegirls because I hardly ever get to catch up with her because normally at 7 o'clock I bust out because I need to get some sleep to go to my other job because I got to be there at 3. And today I'm off from both of my gigs. Thank the Lord for that. And I thought, I was talking to her, and she reminded me of a situation that happened about maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. Let me tell y'all about it. I was actually picking up a shift at my part-time job. It had to be on the weekend. I'm assuming that it was a Saturday because I know if I was off on a Sunday, I wouldn't have went because the Lord rests on the Saturday, so I know I wouldn't have went if I wasn't scheduled. Well, I wasn't scheduled that Saturday either. I kind of picked up a day. Anyway, I went in on swing shift. I was driving to work, right? Normally, probably en route to work, smoking a cigarette, listening to music. I must have been deep in thought. I don't know what I was doing. But before I knew it, I had hit something or something had hit me. And it was like I was deep in thought, so I don't know what the fuck happened, but basically the car shook and, it was a loud noise, so I'm thinking either the tire came off or the engine fell out because it was like that loud and the car shook. And of course I look around like, what the fuck? And before I know it, I see a big ass dog. Well, I'm assuming it was a big ass dog. It could have been a big ass dog or a small ass deer. I'm gonna tell you why. I live in Louisiana, so anything is subject to cross the road. On top of that shit, the roads are bad and curvy. And Bobby Jindal, our governor, got his ass in Washington, D.C. serving Barack shade, and in California serving this other man shade, but we tearing our motherfucking cars up trying to get to work and shit. And your ass trying to help somebody else out. Like, how the fuck can you serve somebody else shade and try to help them with something when obviously the state that you governor over is kind of fucked up? So can you come get wildlife to get these fucking animals off the road and maybe get it fixed, because my hoop they got to hold on, I'm just saying my hoop they got to stay together. Anyway, I hit the animal or whatever. I don't know if the animal crossed the road or what, because a lot of times, you driving down the road, you might see an animal and you slow down and you be like, hold up, don't cross the road. And then when you get close to them, they end up crossing the road and you like half kill yourself because you swerve and then you swerve to hit them, so you could have just kept going. Like, I don't see the fucking point. If I'm driving down the road and you see me and then stay the fuck on the side of the road, why the fuck you coming across and I got to swerve to miss your ass and I end up hitting you. Anyway, I hit the animal and I kind of look in the rearview mirror and I'm like, oh Jesus, and he flipping or whatever, whatever the fuck it is, it's flipping or whatever. Before you know it, it go down. It goes to the left. I'm like, God forgive me. I didn't mean to do this, but I proceed to work. And I get to work, of course, after I park, I do a look over, make sure I got some earrings on and my face ain't ashy. I wanted to hurry up and get out the car to see if my shit was there in it. And when I looked in the mirror to see if, I was together, my face was wet. Like, what the fuck? I was crying. What the fuck am I crying for? Like, to this day, I don't know what the fuck was going on. The only logical explanation for me crying, it had to be the animal. Because even if I was deep in thoughts, I don't think that I would have been crying about something I was thinking about. Because I don't feel I have any regrets in my life at this point. Or I didn't feel that I had any regrets then. Like, I've been thinking like this for a long ass time. I don't regret anything. I might not be proud of everything, but I'm not ashamed of anything. And I don't regret shit. So what the fuck could I have been crying for other than hitting a damn animal that couldn't have been my fault? So, anyway, I must have been crying or whatever. And I'm like, I consider myself a very strong person. I'm not a very emotional person. Like, them motherfuckers get on my nerves. Motherfuckers crying because the sky blue, the grass green, the water clear. I'm not an emotional motherfucker. Like, if I'm crying, I'm either extremely hurt, pissed the fuck off. Either or get the fuck out of my path because I'm not responsible for my actions if I'm crying. That's how I feel. Anywho, I was crying, like, because of, I guess, roadkill, and I didn't mean to do it. So to this day, I think about that. Like, why the fuck was I crying that day at work? Like, I mean, this wasn't no I mean, scrub shirt soaked, face, eyeliner running. Like, what the fuck am I crying for? Really, what the fuck was I crying? You know what? Another thing comes to mind while I'm sitting here doing this video. Let me talk real fast because I want to go to bed. Last week, I was talking to one of my co-workers or whatever at my full-time job. Me and her went to high school together, middle school together. And a situation happened. Now, remind you, in kind of in middle school, I was like really shy. Anywho, whiny motherfuckers basically has been getting on my nerves for centuries. Whiny motherfuckers pluck my nerves. Anywho, I remember one day at recess, we were on the playground, I guess, and one of them egghead ass boys found a bird nest had fell out the tree and it had some birds in it. So of course they notified the fucking campus and everybody get to running over to see what the fuck is going on, like what's the big hype, you know. So we get there and of course somebody poking at the shit with a stick and somebody trying to pick it up and the teacher like, no, y'all don't do that or whatever. And this one bitch, of course she was a white bitch, God forgive me for saying it, she pointing and she get to crying like, oh my God, look at the baby birds, you know, the mommy left them, you know, who's going to feed them, who's going to take care of them. And I'm like, okay, let me go. I was like, let me go get in line because this bitch getting on my nerves. I was thinking that, you know. So I get in line or whatever. So we all line up because, you know, back then you had to get in single file line and shit and walk back into class, walk back into the school, go to your class and shit. So we in line or whatever. Like, this bitch really cuts up. Like, she get the hooping, hollering, and crying where as if somebody have to hold her up. And she like 2 or 3 people behind me. And she really, really crying. Like, oh, you know, what's going to happen to the birds? I don't know what's going to happen to them or whatever. And she crying. And before I knew it, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know, like, I kind of told her, shut the fuck up, you know. And the teacher heard me. And long story short, she rolled my ass up. And I got detention. Mama punished me and daddy wanted to whoop my ass, but you know, I just found it was weird that I told her shut the fuck up because I was a shy person back then. Like, I probably would have fucked you up, but I don't think I would have told you shut the fuck up because I was kind of shy. But long story short, whiny motherfuckers has been getting on my nerves for a long time. So if it's anything, I don't wear my feelings on my sleeves. Like, I'm not an emotional person. If I'm going to cry, I'm going to fuck something up or something like that. Like, I'm not about to just cry just on GP. That's kind of crazy to me. I have other things to be doing. I have more better things to do with my time other than sitting here crying over spoiled milk. So for my ass to have hit this animal, like I said, I don't know if it was already in the road and I rolled over it, or did it cross the road and I hit it, because obviously I was deep in thought and I didn't know I hit it till after it was hit. You know, so I thought that shit was, you know, that's something that came to my mind, so I want to share that with you guys. I'm about to go to sleep because I'm tired and I want to, I'm going to get up later on and go to the damn Walgreens. I ain't never had acne. Not really. I might have had it. No, I didn't even have it when I was a teenager. But I done broke out and my cousin told me to go get some Avena, whatever the fuck that is. I'm going to go, I wrote it down. I'm going to go get that shit later on and see how it work or whatever. So I guess my cocoa butter shit ain't working because I done broke out for some odd fucking reason. So I'm about to sign out and go to bed. You know, the pillar is calling me. Deuces or whatever. Thanks for watching. If y'all guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you're liking the videos, of course you're watching. So go ahead and subscribe to me or whatever, you know, and get the notifications when I drop something new. I'm about to sign out. Pieces and deuces, honey. This truth getting off here. Deuces.